March 6th, regular city council meeting for the city of Grandview Heights. Please join me with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Edward. Here. Catsatinos. Ms. Catsatinos is excused. Houston. Here. Kozak. Here. Pansera.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
President Keeler. Here. Mayor Kearns. Here. City Attorney Kuzam. Here. Director Miller. Here. All are present except for Catsatinos. Thank you. Next, we have the approval of proceedings for the February 6th and February 21st. Are there any edits? Motions? Move to approve. Thank you.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Approved. Next, we have recognition resolutions. And stuff here. All right. Sorry. Yep, let's do it. All right. Thank you, Mayor Kearns. Join me. First, we have the recognition resolution for the swim state qualifiers. So if all the swim team members and coaches could come up. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. All right, now you get to come up. This is your stage. So all please come up. All right. Mom and Dad have to get down. You guys ready?
Face on.
All right. Go ahead and read this real quick. This is a resolution of achievement recognizing the 2022-2023 Grandview Heights State Qualifying Swim and Dive Team for its significant contributions to the Grandview Heights High School Swim and Dive season. Whereas swimming and diving is a sport requiring both mental and physical dedication, and whereas the young people in Grandview Heights High School Swim and Dive Team lead by example, are highly competitive, and exemplify good sportsmanship, displaying all the aspects of true champions through talent, hard work, and mental toughness. And whereas several team members qualified for the Ohio High School Athletic Association state meet, and whereas the team both showed outstanding athleticism with the Grandview Heights High School boys swim team placing 51st of 72 teams, and the Grandview Heights High School girls swim team placing 17th of 53 teams. And whereas this was the product of years of hard work and dedication by these athletes, coaches, and parents. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the City of Grandview Heights, Ohio do hereby recognize and commend these young people for their achievements in being good role models for others, and we wish you the best in all your future endeavors. Congratulations everyone for all your Did everyone get their pictures? Yeah? You need more? I just
All right. Actually, I can't see Susan.
Right. Squish, squish, squish. All right. Good? Yes. Thank you. All right, this is your copy. We have one for each person, so you can. You're welcome. Congratulations. Thank you. You're welcome. Welcome. There you go. Does someone know? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. And then, Carrie, if you could stay up here. All right. Next, we have the the resolution of achievement for Carrie Furby. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Are you ready? Okay. We have a resolution of achievement recognizing Carrie Furby for her significant contributions to the Granby Heights High School swim and dive team. Whereas swimming and diving is a sport requiring both mental and physical dedication and practice. And whereas Ms. Furby, a sophomore at Granby Heights High School, leads by example, is highly competitive, and exemplifies good sportsmanship, displaying all the aspects of a true champion through talent, hard work, and mental toughness. And whereas Ms. Furby won the state championship for both the 50-yard freestyle and the 100-yard freestyle, swimming the 50 free in 23.06 seconds, 0.42 faster than her preliminary time the day before, and 0.46 ahead of her runner-up, and completing the 100 free in 51.37 and 0.32 ahead of the next competitor. And whereas Ms. Furby achieved the 2022-2023 National Interscholastic Swimming Association All-American Time Standard in the 50, I don't know what SCY stands for, but oh, there you go. Freestyle with a time of 23.06 at the Ohio High School Athletic Association Swimming and Diving State Tournament. And whereas Ms. Furby was the only D2 female swimmer to win 2 events at the 2023 state meet. And whereas the accomplishments of Ms. Furby are not only commendable, but can inspire future generations of athletes in Granby Heights. And whereas these accomplishments were the product of years of hard work and dedication by Ms. Furby, her coaches, and family. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the city of Granby Heights, Ohio, do hereby recognize and commend Carrie Furby for all of her history-making achievements and for being a good role model for others, and wish her the best in all of her future endeavors. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm new in town. I just moved into Grandview Heights. I lived here back in the 60s and went to law school here. And now I've learned this is the place I want to be.
All right. Good. Glad to have you here.
We'll see you next time. We always have visitors, so you'll be required on your next visit to come observe.
All right. Moving on, we will move the mayoral appointment to after the executive session. Next, comments from visitors. I have one. I think we read this in the last time, didn't we?
We received it right after the last meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we will read it into the public, into the minutes. We received comments, the title was I cannot talk today, New Municipal Building Design from Steve Reynolds of 1070 Virginia Avenue. And those comments will be attached to the minutes and entered into the public record. Next, we have department heads reports. Patterson, if you'd like to join us.
Pass one and send it around. Start these over here. Welcome to take one or not. So what's coming around is kind of a kickoff to, I'm not on the schedule until July, but I'll try to condense 4 months of super busy into 5 minutes here. We have a little dine event with one of our sponsors, Aladdin's, on Thursday. So If you have an opportunity to go up and support Parks and Rec, 10% of the proceeds will go to our special event fund, because it's just about special event season, which going around is a magnet for you, if you'd like to throw it on your fridge at home or wherever. So you have all our, those are our city events. We do have also the Hops, and some of the other pop-ups, events, and activities that are in programs and announced through social media and whatnot. But had a very pretty good winter, pretty mild so far. Had a couple storm events recently with a couple trees, but the parks staff handle all that very well. It is event season coming up. One of the big changes for this season is the bike race is moving to a Saturday from Friday. We're looking to expand the participant field with that move. In fact, we have a new race management company. They are currently in discussions with USA Cycling to be the host for the state junior and masters tournaments as part of our race. We're looking at a mile foot race sprint that will be kind of new with a local run company. We've increased the purse sizes to attract riders, and again, all the traditional street party and everything. So big event, but new night, new day, Saturday this year. So excited about that. The rec department is working on summer programs. We are going to reintroduce a summer brochure this year. It'll be available in print. I'm not going to mail it right now, but it'll be available in print at city buildings, our partners, available online still as a digital. We have the ability to print here if anyone needs it. But that'll have all the summer programs, pool information, any of the spring activities are yet to come. We actually opened summer camps first week of February, and if you weren't on the computer as a parent, they sold out in like 30 minutes. And some of them in like 3. Sold out being filled up. So a lot of exciting things in the rec department. Parks is, like I said, transitioning from winter stuff to, they've got the mowers ready. They replaced the mower this winter. So they're super excited about that. That's the small things that get that crew excited. But yeah, grass will start growing, start spreading mulch. Spring sports are using baseball fields and softball fields. Working, and I'm sure Director Cowper can expand on this too, but we've got a schematic design from Myers Associates for the new Parks building. Preliminary reviews have gone through Parks Advisory and Planning Commission, so we've gotten good feedback, and excited about getting that out to the community here this spring for its next viewing, so to speak. So a lot going on. Any questions?
Questions for the director?
I'll ask one.
Yeah.
Is the Easter egg hunt rain or shine?
Rain or shine.
Thank you.
And that, like summer camps, you have to be there when it starts or it's over. So it lasts about 30 seconds.
All right, seeing no
Please
more
wait.
questions? What?
So thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much for your riveting information. We look forward to many fun events. All right, moving on, committee reports, finance.
Finance met at 6:45 regarding an ordinance, and I can speak to that as it comes up on the agenda.
You discussed with Tina, Senator, Planning and Administration, next Recreation Services and Public Facilities.
No report.
Thank you. Safety?
No report.
Thank you. Economic Development?
No report.
Thank you. And Aggregation Exploration?
No report. We don't have a chair, but I know.
Your co-chair.
Your co-chair?
I know, that's
Okay.
no report. We did not meet. I was
So I appointed Ms. Hale to the committee
wonderful.
following Rob's retirement.
Okay, Sorry if I missed that.
That's okay.
It may have been.
I think you may have not been here.
Yeah,
actually,
okay,
so.
well, thank you.
Next we have Grandview Library.
I wanted to mention, I wanted to ask about having our ordinances and the agenda printed off there, but they only want to leave that computer set up there on the second floor there for tax season and then take it down, so that's not going to be an option. And if we wanted to have those items there, they would have to be printed, brought in to them, and then they would review them and put them on the community board, so I just left it at that, so. Then also, I recently discovered they have a food-focused fiction book club called Food Through the Pages with discussion and snacks. And the next one, it's The Lost Apothecary, and I just finished reading it. It's really good. It's historical fiction set in mostly London and present day in the 1790s. But that'll be Wednesday, March 15th from 6:30 to 7:30. And then they're having this Thursday, March 9th, the music in the atrium is Milad Karsik, and he's an urban farmer who's a longtime farmer's market vendor at Clintonville, and he's also a musician, so he'll be there at 6:30 playing jazz. And tabletop game night is happening Monday, March 13th from 6 to 7:45, and then on Thursday, March 16th at 6:30, staff member teaches Irish dance and will offer Irish Dance 101. That's all.
Great. And thank you for following up on the printing. School, I'm sure many of you here were able to go see the Addams Family. Well done. Always surprised at how much talent we have in such a tiny school. So well done to all the theater members for that. Next, we have the Chamber.
No report.
Thank you, Planning Commission.
I was unable to attend planning commission, so I'll defer to Ms. Calker for review on that.
We can do that in her report. Next, Coda.
The advisory board did not meet in February, so no report.
Morksey, we had our annual meeting with folks from Morksey that came to Granby Heights, and we got to tell them all the wonderful things that we're doing here in the city. As well as the State of the Region is coming up March 31st. If you would like to go and have not yet signed up, please let us know so we can get you signed up. Next, Destination Grandview. Oh, sorry, that's Rebecca. And Sustainable 2050.
Yes, just that the next meeting will be on March 24th at 9:30 a.m.
Thank you. Mayor's report.
Street sweeping, beginning March 20th. We will sign the streets. The Rail's grand opening is Wednesday. We're excited to welcome them. I understand at least one person went to the soft opening Friday and the food was great. Thanks to Director Kelker for updating the Growing Together platform with information about our current facilities projects. We encourage anyone who's interested to sign up for updates and follow along as the information changes. It should be a dynamic process. Very excited this year to coordinate our e-waste drive, the PCs for People nonprofit that we partnered with in the past with our garage sale weekend and bulk pickup week. So look for more information on that. In the past, it's been different weeks, but this was a great way to coordinate all those events. Contractors are working our fire hydrants. They're painting them. I feel like we always do this, but it's been 4 or 5 years. And finally, we have several positions open, the seasonal positions, filling parks, maintenance, parks and rec, and lifeguards through Swim Safe. That's what I've got.
Thank you. Any questions for the mayor? Moving on, Director of Finance.
We closed on our bonds on March 1st, and we received the funds and moved them to the investment accounts immediately, so they're gonna start earning right away. There are some legislative items that we heard about, so I sent out a couple different memos about the lost revenue and the impacts that some of the actions that the state's looking at would have on us. That's the rest of it's in my report.
Great. Any questions for the director?
Quick question, on the finalized rate, the increased rate for the bond, does that amount to any material savings for the tax base?
No,
For
it-
residents?
No, Yeah, it would have a slight effect.
Not calculated?
No,
Okay.
no, we haven't calculated it.
Okay, that's all, thank you.
Moving on, Director Colker.
Yes, thank you. So the two buildings, Mike mentioned the one, and so I don't think there's a lot more to share on that, other than time will draw near before you know it for groundbreaking. The new fire EMS, police and administrative services building similarly is moving along. We're in the value engineering phase right now, to kind of really align the scope and the available budget. It's looking pretty good. Actually, we've got good information from Russilli. They've been a great partner already in helping us identify both costs and long lead items. And so we're in the middle of that process and anticipate it should wrap up within a couple of weeks here. We'll be able to move forward. We have internally been talking about planning a couple of community open houses, one for each project when we get to a point where we're ready for that. So you'll be hearing a little bit more about that. And as the mayor mentioned, Growing Together is updated. There are quick polls on each one of those projects to gather some high level feedback. So I encourage everyone to encourage their friends to visit and participate. A few planning project updates. We had a kickoff meeting today for the First Avenue update that will include additions for bike pumps and those sorts of things. Construction on that project won't be until next year. And there will, because the funds aren't available until too late this year, there will be some community engagement that happens there as well, probably late in the spring. Goodale, the Glendale improvements also are underway now. Not underway, but the study is underway for those. And I think the only other couple of little tidbits, the zoning code. I've been collecting issues, and there's one thing on the agenda this evening. But we've been, I think we're going to bring forward some additional minor tweaks and some major overhauls, a longer thing, and we need to address a few things. So you will be seeing a few zoning code issues coming up in legislation over the next couple of months. An economic development strategic plan. We have been vetting through some local business leaders in Grandview, getting really interesting feedback and conversation going with them. So that's got another month or so process, and then we should be ready to do a final presentation to council on that. And that's all I have. The rest is in the report.
Thank you. Is there any questions for the director? Moving on. City Attorney report.
I submitted my report and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the director? Moving on, old business item number 1.
Ordinance 2023-08, an ordinance approving the codification of 2022 legislation, editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as part of the various component codes of the codified ordinances of the city of Grandview Heights, Ohio.
This was assigned planning administration. Council member Hespetinos is not here, so we will just record that as a second reading. Old business item number 2.
Ordinance 2023-09, an ordinance to convert a portion of a temporary advance between funds to a permanent transfer between funds.
Thank you. Chair Smith, your committee met.
Yes, Finance Committee met on this at 6:45 and unanimously recommended approval of council. However, this is just a second reading.
Thank you. We will record that as a second reading. New business item number 1.
Resolution 08-2023, a resolution accepting the amended amounts and rates as determined by the Franklin County Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
Thank you. Director Mueller, speak on this item.
Yes, so typically, every year, council approves the amounts and rates in the early fall. Because we passed a bond issue, after that, we have to do the updated or amended amounts and rates to show the amounts that are part of that bond issue. So this is just updating that, and it requires council approval.
Great. Councilmember Smith, do you have anything to add, Ms. Swanson?
I don't have anything else to add.
Is there a timeline on this?
No, as soon as reasonable.
All right, it is a resolution. Would anyone wish to see this go forward today?
So
Motion?
it's kind of housekeeping. We just-
Yes.
Yes, we don't.
I move to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Edwards,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Kozak,
Yes.
Panzera,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
President Keeler.
Yes.
Resolution 08-2023 has been approved.
Thank you. New business item number 2.
Resolution 09-2023, a resolution strongly urging the Ohio Governor and members of the Ohio General Assembly to restore the local government fund to pre-recession levels.
Thank you. I'm sure everyone at the table here has been receiving, not just hearing the news, but also receiving emails from the municipal league, so keeping us appraised on legislation that impacts us. This is just a resolution to strongly state the need for the local government fund and trying to restore it to what it was. It's extremely important that the state help support local communities, and this is just to reiterate that message. Is there any thoughts or questions on the resolution?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, clerk, please call the roll.
Houston,
Yes.
Kozak,
Yes.
Panzera,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
President Keeler.
Yes.
Resolution 09-2023 has been approved.
Thank you. I will be sending this with a letter. If anyone would like to sign the letter as well, just let me know. And we can make sure that you're signed on. And related to this, the Advocacy Day is March 22nd. That's coming up. This would be one of the items that we'd be able to discuss if anyone would like to join me down at the State House. Next, we have new business item number 3.
Ordinance 2023-06, an ordinance amending the salary ordinance of the city of Grandview Heights and declaring it an emergency.
Thank you. I am the sponsor of this. This is just creating a position cadet to help with the pipeline and expand our hiring pool. It would allow folks who are in the police academy to be hired prior to completion, so in the understanding that they would move up then once they were completed it and sworn in. Additionally, it creates a new position that really replaces the assistant mayor to the mayor. It's a little more clear with the title, and also has evolved as a need for that communications position. And is there any discussion on this currently?
I wondered
Yeah.
about like number 4 reason for the legislation. It talks about the police cadet position, but it doesn't mention the other one. I don't know if you.
That was probably just a, didn't get updated. I do have a, a couple updates to it that I would like to substitute. And that is, hold on, let me get to the right page here. It would be adding in the cadet position to the table.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Okay, and then, for the salary range, just referencing section, G, that would point it to the, FOP contract. And then, striking the assistant to the mayor, since the strategy and engagement manager will be replacing the assistant to the mayor position, with the unclassified to classified position.
So,
Yes.
yeah, I just wanted to,
Yeah.
excuse me, I wanted to just comment on the cadet position. This is not a position per se in the sense of creating something that doesn't exist. This would be an officer, so it's an existing position that is not really part of the lineup of non-uniformed personnel. They would be uniformed personnel, but by agreement with FOP, the position is not collectively bargained until that person gets sworn in. So in effect, they're like a trainee or an intern almost. Their getting paid for a short period of time at a lower rate than an officer, with the idea that, you know, we're putting them into our hiring pipeline, if and when we have openings. And the pay structure for that is the paragraph that's included in the legislation, and it also appears in the collective bargaining agreement. So, but by contract, they are not a collectively bargained person until the swearing in. It's a little wonky.
Does,
Does that impact the, what I suggested?
It's not really a position, I mean, I don't wanna create something that isn't accurate, because the position of officer is covered by the collective bargaining agreement. And it is an officer, it's just an unsworn officer, if that makes sense. And it's so temporary of a position that it doesn't warrant being called a position, in my view. I mean, it's, we're talking about, where's Megan? I mean, I don't know how long exactly the program is, but some of these, the academy programs, you know, that they run a few months. So this person wouldn't be here for the entire time. They'd mostly be in a classroom environment, and they would be spending a little bit of time here to sort of get acclimated. They're not, it's not really a, 40-hour-a-week position.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does, but if you, I think for clarity's sake, adding it in, because it just has it in that G section, I don't know, would that?
Yeah, I know, it's, we went back and forth about this. It's a little bit weird. There's probably no harm in adding it if you feel it brings clarity to the process. It's just not a traditional position at all, and, we're talking about this person might end up working hours, not weeks or months.
and that's consistent with their compensation
Well, the compensation arrangement that was struck with the union was, and this is, Chief Starnes has been looking at lots of different ways to attract talent, and this is something that he saw other communities doing, basically to, kind of get their hooks into that prospect early. And the proposal that was made to make the pay 8 to 10% lower than the starting officer pay is what was consistent with other communities.
And the city hasn't done this for quite a while, but in the early 2000s, we hired people that hadn't graduated from the academy. We would pay them the base, the starting officer pay. This is actually paying them slightly less while they attend the academy, which is a matter of months, maybe as many as 6. I think it's less than 6 months.
Is
But
there-
it just opens up the pool to a lot more people.
Is there a commitment by the cadet at that point to stay on for a period following their completion?
That's a good point. I don't know that was necessarily negotiated in terms of, do they have to stay a minimum of a year or something like that?
Well, we're paying 90% of their schooling is the way I'm viewing it, so why wouldn't they stay on?
I would imagine that they're gonna be, hand selected by the chief and the screening team. I don't think
But that's
they're-
certainly something that
Yeah.
I think we would include in the
Yeah.
offer letter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Is
valid
this
point.
urgent?
No,
I'd love
Can bring
to,
it back and take it.
Yeah.
I'd love to just be able to discuss it more so they understand it more
Yeah.
broadly, that's
we
all.
could have the police.
I don't have an opinion on it, I just want to
Let's
know.
have the chief come back.
Okay.
Yeah, committee.
Yeah, I will be assigning this to safety and finance, since it does closely align with the contract that was just passed recently. But again, I still have my amendments on the
Yeah.
board. I guess I would also, currently the table says permanent full-time position, we could create another category that says other positions with the cadet below it referencing to section G. And then again, striking out assistant to the mayor, since that's being replaced by the strategy and engagement manager. So those are my amendments, is there any discussion on those?
Can I add?
Yes.
There was also, I don't know where you're saying to strike out the assistant mayor, it's in a whereas, but there's also one over here on the chart.
That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
that's what you're talking about?
Yeah,
And
and
then
then on the
there's,
chart, we would take that out of the list of positions.
in the For fifth, whereas it mentions the strategy and engagement manager position. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, assuming the duties under the assistant mayor title, never mind. But in that fifth one, I did have a very minor thing, whereas the city has established and enhanced instead of.
Correct, yeah, that should have been corrected already, but we'll fix that.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so I would move to, make those amendments. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, clerk, please call the roll on amendment.
Houston,
Yes.
Kozak,
Yes.
Panzera,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
President Keeler.
Yes.
Ordinance 2023-06 has been amended.
Thank you. And I already assigned it to committee and we'll record that as a first reading. Moving on, new business item number 4.
Ordinance 2023-10, an ordinance to update chapter 1139, chapter 1141, and chapter 1147 of the codified ordinances of the city of Grandview Heights pertaining to the posting of meeting notices for the planning commission and the board of zoning appeals hearings.
Thank you. Ms. Hesketinos is not here. Would anyone on administration like to speak on this legislation?
I can. So this is really just aligning notices for BZA and Planning Commission with what was recently done for other public meetings, including council. Given that the Tri-Village News no longer circulates and really people get most of their noticing digitally, so it's updating the codes related to that in the same way. We would like, as a courtesy at least, to take both of those to BZA and Planning Commission this month for their review as well before passage, but would then ask for passage at the second reading so that we don't have to not do it right again for our April meetings.
Thank you. We will record that as first hearing, or first reading, and assign that to planning and administration. Next, other business, we have none. Next, then following, we have comments from council members. I would just say again, advocacy day with Ohio Municipal League is March 22nd. If you'd like to join me in going down to the State House, please let me know. Any other comments from council members? Okay, we will not be having the first executive session. That is not ready currently, so we will hold that to another meeting. So we will move on to executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1 to consider the appointment or employment of a public employee or official. I would ask that Director Kuzam and Director Miller please stay for this for this executive session.
I move to enter into executive session for reasons stated.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Clerk, please call the roll on executive session.
Kozak,
Here. Yes.
Panzera,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
President Keeler.
Yes.
Council is exiting into executive session at 7:43 p.m.
Thank you. We'll take just a couple of minutes for everyone to get all their stuff together, and we will reconvene as soon as everyone's ready. So